Hey guys, this is John from Walton's, and this is our electric sausage stuffer review. If you've been wanting to do a lot of sausage by yourself, but you find it hard to use the hand crank ones, well, we've got the Walton's electric sausage stuffers for you. Now, we've got a 30-pound and a 20-pound model. These things can do snack sticks, brats, summer sausage, all of it, no problem. So we've got the 30-pound model and the 20-pound model. Now, what are the difference in these? The only difference is the size of the braces and the canister. Other than that, they have the exact same motor, the exact same gearbox. They come with the same stuffing tubes. So if you're gonna do a bunch of 25-pound batches, I'd recommend the 31. If you make smaller batches, the 20 will work perfectly well for you. So what can they do? We said snack sticks. Well, how well do they work with snack sticks? This was what took us the longest. We've been working on these for 2 years. And snack sticks where we kept running into the problems. Well, we finally cracked the code. We have torn apart the models that our manufacturer sent us. Literally torn them apart, broken it down, trying to find the best ways that we can reduce the pressure and increase the efficiency of the motor. Pork, absolutely no problem. It works wonderfully with pork. If you add 0.75 to 1.5 liters to 25-pound batches, you'll be able to set the variable speed controller so fast that you won't be able to keep up with it as it's coming off the tube. Now, bratwursts, you can do all sorts of bratwursts without any problem. Adding a pint of water to a 25-pound batch is more than enough. Obviously, when we're talking about summer sausage, we're talking about a fairly big stuffing tube here, so the amount of water added is less important at that point. It will breeze right through that. If you're doing ground beef bags, ground pork bags, anything like that, obviously it can handle that with no water added whatsoever. Just grind it, put it in there, and it will come right out. Now, when doing larger diameter, the foot pedal really can come in handy. When you're doing snack sticks and even bratwursts, this will only make the piston go down. It is not going to send it into reverse, so just keep that in mind. When making snack sticks, if you want to use a binder, which we recommend, you're going to want to use Sure Gel. You could also get away with super binded carrot fiber, but you do not want to use the Soy Protein Blend. It simply gets too stiff too quickly. So when making snack sticks, obviously pork is no problem at all. What about when you're using wild game? If you're using deer, anything that's a little denser, just add the correct amount of pork fat and water, and you should get right through it, no problem. All right, so what comes with it? Obviously, they come with the motor. Now, this is a 36-watt motor, and that may not sound like a lot, but it is more powerful than our competitors, and some of our competitors claim that theirs push with a ton of force. Now, we talked about it on a live stream recently, but in case you didn't see that, any amount of wattage can push with any amount of force if given enough time through gearing. The gearbox in this is absolutely awesome. It's very, very smooth. If you do use the hand crank instead of the motor, I don't know why you would, but if you do, you'll feel that. There is no ticking as you're going through. It just slides up and down perfectly smooth. You'll get a 13-millimeter stuffing tube for snack sticks, a 16-millimeter stuffing tube for bratwursts. Then you're going to get a 22-millimeter stuffing tube. This is good for larger diameter sausage. And finally, you're going to get the 38-millimeter. This is good for your larger summer sausage casings or any meat bags you're doing. Now, the piston arm has markings on it to show where your piston is in the canister. These should be read at the top of the gearbox. So as soon as the half lines up with the top of the gearbox, that means your piston is exactly in the middle of the canister. That's helpful for a couple reasons. If you have less than a full load in here, you want to know when your piston is about to contact your meat, because you're going to want to lower it at top speed, but then when you get down to where the meat is, and we're going to start running into force, you're going to want to back that off a little bit. Now, like we said, it also does come with the handle. So if you do want to use it as a hand crank instead of an electric model, absolutely can be done. You simply remove the 3 locking nuts from the motor, pull it off, unclasp the connector, remove the stuffer, and install your handle, and you're good to go. Both models come with a handle on the front of the canister to make loading and then putting the canister back in the braces a lot easier. Both the 20 and 30-pound models also come with a foot pedal. This is great when you're doing large diameter sausage. Simply step on it to make the piston go down, take your foot off, and the piston will come to a rest. Now, speaking of the piston, it is a heavy-duty plastic. It does have an air release valve, and our piston gasket is a single direction. Simply put it into the groove around the piston and you're good to go. You don't need to have it one way or the other. The air release valve will push up and allow air to come up out through your meat and escape so it's not going down into your sausage. Now, there is a safety circuit board in here. If while you're stuffing you create too much pressure, this circuit board will trip to protect the motor. If that happens, simply press the button, lower the speed a little bit, and start going again. Now, when stuffing something with a smaller diameter like a snack stick, you're going to want to pay special attention when the piston gets down to the meat. You will hear the motor change. As it's coming down to get to where the meat is, it's going to sound very high-pitched. Once it engages with the meat, that is going to lower in tone. When that happens, we want to be pretty quick on lowering the speed of it. Now, initially, I would recommend you start it at 1/4 speed. Get a little bit comfortable with that, how quickly the meat is coming out and filling the casing, and then move it up to around half speed. At that point, that really is about as fast as you should be running snack sticks. We want to make sure that the snack sticks are getting filled adequately, as an understuffed snack stick is going to create all sorts of problems in the smoker. Now, if you're running it and you do hear and feel like it's not coming off quickly enough, balance it up by quickly putting it to 3/4 and then right back down to about half. That's going to give the motor a little bit of more juice and it's going to help push that piston down, but we're not going to leave it at that high speed where it would be drawing too many amps. We're basically just putting it in boost mode real quick, and that's going to help power right through any snack sticks that you're making at home. When we're doing summer sausage, bratwurst, that's less of a problem. With summer sausage or meat bags, feel free to turn that all the way up to the top. We've done it on plenty of larger diameter sausages and it runs at full speed, no problem with that. With the meat bags, even with no water added to ground beef, it can run at full speed. Now for our stuffing tubes, we went ahead and redesigned them. If you're familiar with our regular sausage stuffing tubes, they have a bell look to them. After fairly exhaustive testing, we determined that this cone shape is more efficient. So we've changed to the cone shape for our electric stuffers, and we will be doing it for our regular stuffers in the future. They do have the exact same outside diameter as our normal stuffers, so they will work across all Walton stuffers. Both units also come with a tray in the base, and you can store all your stuffing tubes right in it, so you're never gonna spend any time looking for stuffing tubes again. Now, these are our test units. When you get yours, you might notice that the label looks a little bit different. That's because we wanted to give a little bit more direction on where your variable speed control should be depending on the diameter of the product that you're making. So we've color coded it. Now, when you're making snack sticks with it, make sure that you're holding the casing on with just enough force to make sure that it's fully stuffed. You don't want to hold it too hard and burst the casing, but understuffing is going to create all sorts of problems further on down the line. Now, when we're making a bratwurst or larger diameter sausage, we're less concerned with how full it is, but again, we want to get it as close to perfectly stuffed as possible. Works great with both natural hog and sheep casings, as well as any of the collagen. When we're doing larger diameter casings like fibers for summer sausage, really hold that on there. You cannot break these casings, so we want those to be as stuffed as possible. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and visit waltons.com and meatgistics.com to find everything about the meat. Thanks for watching. I'm John with Waltons, and we'll see you guys next time.
Subscribe to Walton's YouTube channel to check out more amazing videos. Shop at waltonsinc.com to find everything but the meat. Or watch more Hamtic videos by clicking here or by clicking here.